you guys to do odds. We're going to go through it. They start nice and easy, and then they get progressively more difficult. I hope they get progressively more difficult, because your quiz is going to get progressively more difficult. So if you got something different than what I got, please let me know. Again, if you didn't do it, put the answer on the left-hand side, just so you know what you're aiming for. You are still on the hook for getting this stuff done. You do have a quiz on this stuff for me tomorrow, and you guys are going to write me a chapter test on this next week, possibly Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Wednesday's bad C? Is Wednesday bad C? Yes. Maybe Wednesday. Wednesday's a good day. Wednesday's a good day. Oh, gentlemen, hello. That's Bilal. Good morning. And Abdal. Cool. Okay. Let's go. First one's 3. And then 8. And then 5. Negative 80. And 39 over 20. 3, 8, 5. Negative 80 and 39 over 20. Comments, questions, concerns, any one of those? Does anyone want to see how those are done in more detail? Yes. Number 9. Okay, so we've got bedmass, we've got fractions, it's all here now. So let's take a look at this here. The first thing, B is brackets, so I've got the set of brackets here, and I've got stuff going on inside that brackets. I've got 1 plus 8/5. How do I add what's the first thing I should do when I'm dealing with whole numbers and fractions together? Anybody? When you're dealing with whole numbers and fractions, yeah?
Put a 1 underneath the whole number.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta make everything a fraction. To do that, you put it all over 1, or the whole number over 1, rather. So we're gonna get 1 over 1 plus 8 over 5. Now to add fractions, I need a common denominator. So the common denominator of 1 and 5 is going to be 5. And so now I'm going to rewrite this thing. It's going to become 5 over 5 plus 8 over 5, bracket, bracket, times 3 over 4. And now when I go ahead, I'm going to do the addition. I add across the top. The denominator stays the same. So this is going to be 13 over 5 times 3 over 4. And now when I multiply fractions, I just go across the top, across the bottom. 13 times 3 is 39. 5 times 4 is 20. And I'm done. So that's number 9. Below, make sense? Okay. Flip the page. 11. I got either as a mixed number 1 and 19/24, or as a improper fraction 43 over 24. I don't think the instructions specified which one to give, so you can give either. Number 13 was a doozy. 13, I got 17 over 135. 15, I got 1 and 2 over 5, or 7 over 5, same thing. 17, I got 1 and 1 over 13, or 14/13. And this one, I got 4.5, or 9 over 2. Is there anything from 11 to 19 anyone would like me to go over? Any questions there anyone would like me to show? Someone snuck in. Who snuck in? Japrit, was that you? Welcome here. Boom. Yeah, Zara. Number 13? The gross one? Let's do it. Okay. So number 13. Let's zoom in. Grab another color. So let's just read it out. I've got 4/3 divided by 9/5 times 5/4 minus 4/5. So if it's really important to remember, yes, bedmass is true, but there's groups within bedmass that it doesn't actually matter which comes first, that we just go left to right. So if you have a string of multiplication and division, or you have a string of addition and subtraction, Within multiplication and division, it doesn't matter what comes first, you go left to right. Within addition, subtraction, it doesn't matter whether you add first or subtract first, as long as you go left to right. So the DEMA part of BEDMAS is what comes first, so we're going to deal with this chunk, and we're just going to go left to right. So it's going to be the first thing we're looking at is 4/3 divided by 9/5. Well, I'm going to take, when we're dividing by a fraction, we take the thing that we're dividing by, in this case the 9/5. I take the reciprocal of it, means I flip it, and I change the division to multiplication. So, we're going to 4/3 times. Division becomes multiplication, and 9/5 becomes 5/9. Times 5 over 4 minus 4 over 5. And now, we're just going to go left to right. We've got, oh, there's a simplification we can make here first. Does anyone see a way to make our life a little easier? Yeah, Hassan Joe. Yeah, remember when we're multiplying, we can cross simplify. Those are both 4. So I can divide them both by 4. Divide by 4, divide by 4, and that's going to give me a 1 and a 1. So that actually makes our life a little bit easier. I can get rid of those 4s, and now I'm just going to multiply the 5 and the 5 and the 3 and the 9. So what this is going to do is this is going to take this question and turn it into 5 times 5 is 25, 3 times 9 is 27, minus 427, minus 4/5. Now to subtract or add, in this case we're subtracting, I need to find a common denominator. The common denominator of 27 and 5, I don't know what that number is off the top of my head. So if you don't know what the lowest common multiple is, you can just find any common denominator. An easy way to do that is to just multiply these two, multiply one denominator by the other, and then the other by the 1. So I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to multiply over here by 5 and by 5, and I'm going to multiply here by 27 and 27. Now if you don't have a calculator, I'm going to show you some techniques for doing this. There's some easy ways to multiply. 25s are nice, because 25s you can multiply them in groups of 100. How many 25s do I need to get 100? 4 of them, and well, I've got 5 of them. So 4 of them is going to give me 100, and the extra 1 is going to give me another 25. So 25 times 5 is 125. And now the 27 times 5, how I would do this without a calculator is I would say 20 times 5 is 100. And 7 times 5 is 35. So 27 times 5 is going to be 135. That's going to give me the same denominator over here. That's the whole point of this. So then 27 times 4, how I would think about this thing without a calculator is I would do it by 2 first. 27 times 2. Well, 27 and 27 is going to be 54. And take that 54 and I multiply that by 2. 54 times 2 is 108. Maybe that helps you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you're doing it longhand then. And now I just subtract across the top. I leave the denominator alone. 125 minus 108 is the same thing as 25 minus 8, because the hundreds are going to cancel. So 25 minus 8 is 17. That's how I would do that question without a calculator. Who asked that? Zara, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. You found your mistake? I'm assuming you made a mistake? Okay. Is there anything else wants me to go over there? Hands up if you also did the evens. A couple of you, 4 of you, okay? Hands up if you feel like you would benefit from some extra practice of this kinds of stuff. Like, yeah, I want to do more of this stuff. Okay, cool. I was hoping we would only do what I assigned. So those of you who did extra, awesome, but you've kind of taken away a little bit of what we're going to do today. Though 4 of you who did do the evens already, I want you to bring me, in a second, you're going to bring me your stuff, and I'm going to check the answers, and then we can go back and fix any of the ones we didn't get. Those of you who didn't do the evens, which is most of you, which is great, What I'd like you to do is this. I want you to partner up in either a 2 or a 3, a pair or a group of 3. I would prefer pairs. 1, 2. If I have to assign pairs, I can. Right now, I'll let you choose your own. I want you to partner up, and I want you to move to a whiteboard. On the whiteboards, I want you to start going through the even kinds of questions. And after I'm done with those who have done the evens, I'll float around, and I'll help where needed. Leave your work as much as possible up. Like leave a couple questions up at a time so that I can come around and check your work as you're going. But that is what I'd like you to do. The pens are up at the front. There are 15 whiteboard sections, which for a class of 29 and 1, 2, 3, 4 of you are away, so 25 of you who are here. So there's 15 sections of board. So if you're partnering in 2s or in a group of 3, no more than 3. There's lots of space to work on. If you can't find board number 13, it's on the back side of board number 14, and board number 14 is over here by the couches. So you can turn this board sideways, and one of you can work on, a group of you can work on one side, and a group can work on the other. Are we clear on what I want you to do? Fantastic, then get to it. Those of you who have done the evens, bring your stuff up and let's take a look. Haas and Joe can't follow instructions. Love it. 4, 5, 5. Okay, so let's check it. 4, 5, 5, negative 7, and 4. Okay. 4, 5, 5, negative 7, and 4 is the front page. 4, 5, 5, negative 7, and 4. Okay. And then 1/6, 1 and 3 over 22, or 25 over 22 is the next one. 4/9, 8/9, and 71/60. That's
Yeah,
it.
but we converted it, so.
Or 1 and 11/60.
I didn't get that.
Okay, go back and see if you can figure it out.
I got
You got them all? Okay. Did you get all yours?
I have 2 after this.
Okay. So Zara, the first page, like numbers 2 through 10. Did you get 2 through 10? Okay, cool. Flip the page. A 6th. This one's, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
14 is not correct. Oh, this one's good. This one is not correct. And that one's not correct. So these 3, go back and figure out those, 14, 18, and 20. Okay, grab a color, head to a whiteboard. You got the questions, they're in the book. I want you guys to work on the evens. You two are there? Okay, cool. Okay. Yes. You can, if there's something on the board before you start, you can clear whatever's there. Yes. Okay, so whiteboard pens over here. Okay. As you guys are going, you've got the questions, Daria, in your book. The even ones, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Those are the ones I want you to do. As you're going, you want me to check? Let me know. Correct. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. do this. Okay. 4, 5, 5. Yes. Well, you did it already. Did Daria do? Oh, and no, not that page. Oh, what? You are missing a page. You ripped someone. You lost one off the back. You're missing the last page.
I know.
Yours got ripped off. Okay. I can print you another copy of it.
I can take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna print you a page. The page you need. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this. You guys are working right here. Here's the page. Yes. Negative divides by negative? Well, if a positive divided by negative is negative, a negative divided by a negative should be. Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, you got that one right.
4, 5, 5, negative 7, another 4. 1/6, 25 over 22, or 1/3 over 22, 4 over 9, 8 over 9, 71, 4,
Oh, I got it now.
1 and 11 over 16. Okay, grade 9s. The answers are on the screen in no particular order. As you're doing them, these are the answers you should find. If you're doing a question, you don't get one of these answers, you've made a mistake, call me over. If you get some of these answers more than the times that they're listed on the screen, you made a mistake, call me over. These are the answers to the questions that you're doing. If you can't find them, let me know. Okay, back to it. In no particular order. What's the question? You copy a question down, copy down wrong. You did.
Negative over negative.
Now when you copy that question, make sure you don't lose the question. Yes. It was 5 minus 3. It's negative 5 minus 3. All right, negative, you have 3 negative. Does that make sense to why it's negative? Yes. Only when you're multiplying by. Okay, so we have 4 here. 2 twos. Where are you two working together? No, 2 twos. Where's your pen? You need a pen. No. Are you? My question first. You two working together? Cool. You two go get a pen. Okay, what's your question? One of them positive. No groups of 4. Full numbers. Okay, cool. Now let me separate. Are you alone? No, you're not alone. You and John, right? Okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, gentlemen, I know some of you are done. Stop screwing around. Okay, so 2 3/5. Yes. Yeah, did you get one of the answers that's on the screen? Like, you want me to find a mistake? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna help these guys, and I'll be there in a sec. So we got 13 over 5 plus 9 over 4 minus, what ended up inside those brackets? 11 over 3?
Bro, what do you want me to post?
7 over 6 plus 5 over 2. Okay, my answer is right. It is 71 over 6. But where is your mistake? So you got negative 11 over 3 inside those brackets there. Okay, so that's right. And we got 97 over 20. So that part's right. So it's 97 over 20 minus 11 over 3. That's the part we have to fix. No, I'm pretty sure what I've got is right. 156 plus 135 minus 220 is 71. That is the correct final alignment. 156 plus 135 minus 220. You just have to go. You just have to plug it through and do it now. Where are you? This is right. No, it doesn't. Look at it. It's this right here. 291 minus 220. So it's the same as 91 minus 20, 71 over 60. You're right. Keep it going. Okay, what's that? Okay, so. Okay, Justice and Sean, you guys are done them all? That's correct. That's right. Justice and Sean, you guys are done? Okay, here I am. What's going on? Sorry, that took too long. Here I am. What are we looking at? The answers are on the board. The answers are all on the screen.
Who's down, bro? Well, it's like they got somewhere else. Yeah, but like, I'm not gonna. I can't do background. I got it.
Only
How we doing over here, you guys? With what? Okay, how we doing, gentlemen? Are you guys figuring stuff out? Okay, guys, you are not supposed to be on your phones, even if we're not doing lessons. Put the phones away.
Got it, yeah? No. Got it.
Okay. So that's the question. Okay, well, where's Carson? Where did he go? What happened with this one? What happened with this one? Two markers and no lids. Guys, where's the lid for my marker? This is the pen you guys are using. Where's the lid? Figure it out. Here's your pen. Find the lid, put it back in the box. Find the lid. Check your pockets. It's not up here. Okay. There's two steps. There's two things you want to do to start any problem. Whole numbers, you put over one. Start into brackets. Mixed numbers make it become a problem. That's the first one. Before you do any red math, that's over. Everything, yes. Everything that's improper should become, everything mixed should become improper. Did you find it? You made a ball. Well, look, go find it.
And then he said, he said, well, why are you getting me to do this? And then he said,
I know it's not a mistake. I have not got lost.
Why you never do it? All the time.
Okay, I want everyone to return to your seats, please. Okay. I'd like my whiteboard erasers and my whiteboard pens back up in the front, in the box, please. You don't have to erase what's on the board. Don't worry. C block can erase what's on the board. Bring my erasers back. Bring my pens back, please. Okay. Oh, we're still recording. Look at that. So, I hope that at least for a bunch of you, this was useful. Tomorrow, you guys are going to write me a quiz on adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing fractions and BEDMAS with fractions. There are, shoot, how many questions are on that thing? Let's take a look. Let's open it back up. It might be the same size as the previous one. Yeah, it's basically the same size. On the previous one, you guys had 22 marks. This one's also going to have 20. Is also going to be out of 22. There are 6 adding. I'll even break it down for you. There's 6 adding or subtracting. Sorry, 8 adding and subtracting because I make it a little bit interesting there. There's 6 multiplying and dividing. And then I've got 8 BEDMAS questions on there. We'll see how this goes. It might be, I might shrink it. This is still, I think some of these ones will be pretty good though. I think you can do it. I don't think it's too bad. Remember your steps though. It doesn't matter whether you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. If you've got mixed numbers, make them improper. If you've got whole numbers, put them as fractions over 1. Doesn't matter what BEDMAS is happening, do that first. And then from there, BEDMAS and left to right. So your brackets, your multiplication and division, gentlemen, will go left to right. Your distance subtraction, do that in there left to right. As long as you're deliberate about what's going on here. Oops, sorry. As long as you're deliberate about what's going on, I think it should be fine. I've made the numbers, like none of the numbers should be very big. I intentionally made them on the small side. You don't get calculators, but you guys have your multiplication tables and your number lines, so I think this should be totally doable. If you want a hand with any of this stuff, feel free to come see me at lunch. Feel free to come see me after school. Tomorrow is CDAB, so I have you guys right after lunch. If you think that if you are going to be concerned about the amount of time it's going to take you to get this thing done, feel free to come in at lunch. You can start a little earlier if you want. But yeah, any questions? So quiz tomorrow. Feel free to come early if you want to get started during lunch. You're welcome to do that. Come see me if you got questions. Bell's going to go. Should go any second now. When it does, you may go. I hope this was useful for most of you. Have a great day. We'll see you later.